The Kraft Foods Company, makers of Parquet Margarine, presents Willard Waterman as the Great Gildersleeve. Each week at this time, the Great Gildersleeve is brought to you, partially transcribed, by the Kraft Foods Company. There's no getting around it. Keeping a food budget balanced these days calls for real headwork. No one wants to skimp on quantity, and certainly not on quality. So what's a body to do? One practical solution to the problem is to buy Parquet margarine when you go marketing. Yes, you can afford to serve Parquet generously at the table and use plenty of Parquet in your cooking. But best of all, when you do this, you know you're making no compromise with quality. Parquet is the quality margarine made by Kraft. And the Kraft name on any food product is a name you can trust. Serve Parquet for just 1 week, and you'll discover what a wholesome, good-tasting food it is. Parquet always tastes so good because it's always fresh. Every package is flavor dated, and that means Kraft can guarantee the freshness of every pound. So tomorrow, pick up a pound or two of good-tasting, fresh-tasting Parquet margarine at your grocer's. In most markets, you can buy Parquet in handy yellow quarters ready for the table. But remember, in any package for any use, Parquet is the only margarine that brings Kraft quality right to your table. Remember Parquet, Parkay. The Great Gildersleeve's occasional excursions down the road to romance have always been rocky and beset with detours, but he has never encountered anything like the roadblocks set up by Paula Winthrop's daughter, Babs. However, the Great Gildersleeve is not one to turn back, and like a big bulldozer, he's plowing ahead again tonight.
Right, George, I feel lucky tonight. Yes, sir, things are going to be different this time. The idea that little Babs trying to chaperone her mother and me all the time. I don't need chaperoning. I'm a grown adult. If she can't take a hit and leave us alone, I'll just have to outmaneuver her, that's all.
Are you leaving now, Unky?
In a few minutes, Marjorie. Paula's expecting me around 8.
Off to the wars again tonight, Unc?
Leroy, when I have a date with Mrs. Winthrop, I don't exactly consider it a battle.
Ah!
Young man, what do you mean by that?
Every time you go over there, it's a battle trying to outsmart Babs. She's neat.
Oh, Leroy, you think everything she does is cute.
Yes, Leroy. Whose side are you on?
Well, I have to be neutral. She's my girlfriend and you're my uncle. Who pays my allowance?
Yes.
Poor Unky. He can't have a minute alone with Paula.
Hey, don't worry, Marjorie. I'm taking Paula out tonight, and that's that.
How are you going to sneak away, Unc? Have you got a helicopter hovering over the house?
No, Leroy, if I can't outsmart little Babs, I'd better quit.
Okay, turn in your suit.
Leroy.
Just kidding. What's your strategy?
Unky, why don't you invite Babs over here? She and Leroy can play records.
Oh, she won't leave the house tonight, as much as she'd like to see me.
You, my goodness.
As soon as Babs found out Unc was coming over, she said she had to practice her piano lessons. And the piano's in the parlor. Get it, Unc?
I should by now. She's pulled it 3 times.
What a brain she's got.
Well, I have a brain, too. When I go over to see Paula, Babs will insist on staying in the parlor and practicing on the piano.
Yeah?
And the minute I get her to commit herself, and she can't back out, I'll say, well, Babs, your mother and I are going to a movie. Too bad you have a lot of piano practicing to do.
Hey, that's not a bad idea, Unky. How'd you ever think of that?
Well, I haven't spent the whole day at the water department for nothing.
All day for that? What a character.
This plan can't miss. Babs will insist she has to practice. Paul and I'll go to the movie. We don't interfere with Babs, and she can't interfere with us. You're sly, Gildersleeve.
Hello, Throckmorton.
Hello, Paula.
Come in. So glad to see you.
Thank you. Glad to see you, too. Couldn't wait until 8 because I had a very important date.
Here, let me take your hat and coat.
Yeah, glad to. Yeah. Well, you have a nice fire in the fireplace.
Just for you. Sit down, Throckmorton.
Yeah, this is great. I don't think it's going to last long.
Mother!
Yes, Babs?
Yeah, I'm calling my shots tonight.
Oh, hello, Mr. Gildersleeve.
Well, hello, Babs.
Mother, I hate to intrude on you and Mr. Gildersleeve like this, but I simply have to practice the piano tonight.
Oh, must you, Babs?
Bullseye.
Well, you're always telling me I don't practice enough, and the lessons are so expensive.
Yeah.
If I can't practice, I may as well give them up. And you wouldn't want me to do that, would you?
Well, of course not, but...
Well, then I'll have to practice. Professor James has been criticizing my technique. He says I'm a little heavy-handed.
Yeah, I'll say she is.
Well, I suppose I shouldn't discourage your belated interest in music.
I knew you wouldn't. Mr. Gildersleeve, you probably think I'm always interfering when you have a date with Mother.
Me? Oh, no. Yeah, I'm all for your practicing. Glad you want to do it.
Isn't he a dear, Mother? Now let's see what I'll play first.
In fact, Paula, we owe it to Babs to let her catch up on her practice.
Mr. Gildersleeve, you're so sweet to think about me.
You bet. Paula, let's you and I go to a movie.
A movie? Mr. Gildersleeve, I didn't know you planned to take Mother to a movie.
Yeah, well, seems like a good idea since you have to stay home and practice.
But...
We mustn't get behind in our music, you know. What do you say, Paula? Movie, huh?
Oh, I'd like that.
Great. Let's get our coats. I thought we'd see Sunset Sonata. It's the best picture in town.
Mr. Gildersleeve, did you say Sunset Sonata?
Yep. Have fun practicing on the piano, Babs.
Mother, how can you do this to me?
But do what, Babs?
Well, that's a picture with Yasha Mitz, the concert pianist. I really should go with you and study his technique.
Zeke.
Now, Babs.
Mother, you promised to take me to see it. You said yourself it might help my music. And the bill changes tomorrow.
Well, I know I promised, Babs, but...
Mr. Gildersleeve won't mind, will you, Mr. Gildersleeve?
Well...
You just said I shouldn't get behind in my music.
I did, didn't I?
Do you mind awfully, Throckmorton?
Not at all. Of course, the practice at home might do her more good.
Oh, I can practice at home anytime. Wait till you come over again, Mr. Gildersleeve. You'll see.
Yes.
Well, let's get our coats. We mustn't be out too late.
Mr. Gildersleeve, you make the most wonderful suggestions.
Yeah.
You'll just love Sunset Sonata. Yasha Mitz plays a dreamy concerto just as the sun is setting outside his bay window.
My sun is set already. What a dud last night was. The minute we got home from the movie, Babs got a headache, and I had to go home. Well, better pick up some aspirin on my way to the office. She thinks she has a headache. Hello, Peavy.
Hello, Mr. Gildersleeve. What can I do for you this morning?
Give me a box of aspirin, Peavy.
Very well. Would you like the large economy size?
You bet. Looks like this headache is here to stay.
Very well. I saw you at the movies last night, Mr. Gildersleeve.
You? I didn't see you, Peavy.
Mrs. Peavy and I were in the balcony.
In the balcony?
Yes, ever since our courting days, we've gone up to the balcony.
Yeah. Sentimental about it, huh, Peavy?
No, it's cheaper.
Oh, my goodness.
You know, I had a hankering to drop some popcorn down on you, Mr. Gildersleeve, but I was afraid it might land on one of your guests.
You, them.
Mrs. Peavy wanted to know who was with you, so I told her Mrs. Winthrop and her daughter, Babs.
Yep.
Then Mrs. Peavy wanted to know why the daughter was sitting between you and Mrs. Winthrop. I couldn't answer that.
I can, Peavy. I'll never get to see Paula alone if Babs can help it. She always drums up some excuse to sit around with us or tag along.
Well, it seemed that was the case last night.
It happens all the time. Certainly must be embarrassing to her mother.
That could be.
Yeah, I'm sure Paula wants to be alone with me as much as I want to be alone with her.
No, I wouldn't say that.
Well, I would, Petey.
Well, there doesn't seem to be any way we can prove it.
Why, George, I'm going to prove it. Last night, Paul even said I've been very indulgent. And that's over with. And I'm afraid I'll have to tell Babs so. It gets a little monotonous, Petey, planning a twosome and always ending up a threesome.
Mr. Gildersleeve, your predicament reminds me of an old song I sang once in a hometown play.
Never mind, Petey.
It was called I Never See Maggie Alone. She brings her father, her mother,
Petey.
her sister, and her brother, but I never see Maggie alone.
You won't see me again either. Goodbye, Petey.
That was the most wonderful movie last night, Leroy.
Unc didn't think so.
I guess he was bored. I thought I heard him snore once.
And you know why he was bored, Babs.
I do?
Sure you do. You trapped him.
Little me?
Look, Babs, why don't you give Unc a break? He likes your mother. Who knows, if you didn't interfere, Unc and your mother might get married someday.
Leroy Forrester! My mother marry your uncle?
What's so funny about that?
My mother never take him seriously.
Yeah? Unc's a pretty good-looking guy when he's dressed up.
Leroy, if your uncle is so attractive, why has he been single all these years?
Well, he works pretty hard at the water department.
Mr. Gildersleeve wouldn't dare propose to my mother.
How can he with you sitting around?
That has nothing to do with it. If he started proposing, Mother'd refuse him before he stopped stammering.
Yeah? Well, if you let them alone, it wouldn't surprise me if your mother proposed to my uncle. Leap year, you know.
That's a leap no smart woman like my mother would take.
Is that so? I'll bet your mother's just been waiting for leap year so she can propose to Unc without feeling embarrassed.
For your information, Smarty, my mother isn't the least bit interested in being Mrs. Gildersleeve.
Oh, yeah? Then why do you always hang around when they're together? Why don't you leave them alone?
All right, just to prove it, I'll leave him alone. You'll see who does the proposing.
It'll be your mother.
It'll be your uncle if he isn't too tubby to get down on his knees.
You bad, Leroy.
Hey, here's Unc now.
Oh, hello, Mr. Gildersleeve.
Hi, Unc.
Hello, kiddies. Babs, I'd like to have a little talk with you.
Well, what about Mr. Gildersleeve?
Well, it's about these evenings I try to spend with your mother.
Oh, well, I want to talk to you about that, too.
Yeah, all right, but let me talk first. Babs, I hate to have to tell you this, but...
Excuse me for interrupting, Mr. Gildersleeve, but before I forget it, I'd like to suggest that you call Mother for a date this evening.
You? What are you going to do? Practicing the piano?
Oh, no. I just thought it would be nice for you, because Mother will be there all alone.
Hey, where are you going to be?
She'll be here at our house, won't you, Babs? Why don't you go on over, Unc?
Will you, Mr. Gildersleeve? Please?
Well...
I feel terribly guilty about having to practice piano so much and having so many headaches.
Honor bright?
You must have many romantic things to say to my mother.
No fair, Babs.
Well, I hadn't planned on doing anything this evening. But if your mother's alone, there's no use in two people being alone.
You're getting the idea.
Yeah, I think I'll take your advice and phone your mother for a date. That's very thoughtful of you, Babs.
Oh, not at all. Now, what did you want to tell me, Mr. Gildersleeve?
To tell you? Oh, yes. Well, I just want to tell you that you're a fine little girl.
Oh, brother. Unc's a bigger pigeon than I thought.
The great Gildersleeve will be back in just a moment. Of course, you have your own favorite way of making pancakes, and I'm sure they're wonderful. But here's a way to make them extra wonderful. Just crown them with 2 or 3 big pats of Parquet margarine and let its delicious flavor melt down through the stack. Then you'll really have a feast. And Parquet is just as appetizing as a spread for toast and rolls and as a seasoning for hot vegetables. No matter how you serve it, this margarine made by Kraft always tastes so good. And that's because Parquet is always fresh. Kraft guarantees the freshness of every pound of Parquet. Whenever or wherever you buy it, you can be sure it's at its peak of flavor. When you go shopping tomorrow, pick up a pound or 2 of good-tasting, fresh-tasting Parquet. It's the only margarine that brings Kraft quality right to your table. That's Parkay. Parquet. Well, the great Gildersleeve doesn't know it, but he's right in the middle of romantic intrigue. Babs claims the water commissioner is just waiting for a chance to propose to her attractive mother. Leroy went out on a limb claiming that Mrs. Winthrop would take advantage of leap year and propose to his uncle. Now, Leroy suspects he's out on a pretty weak limb.
Leroy, what made you say a foolish thing like that?
Well, Babs made me sore. I told her she ought to let Uncle and her mother be alone once in a while.
Good for you, Leroy.
Well, then one word led to another until I was claiming her mother would propose to Unc if Babs gave her the chance.
You did get carried away, didn't you?
Yeah, I sure did. Boy, I wish she would propose to Unc. I sure would have the laugh on Babs.
Well, I know Miss Winthrop likes Mr. Gildersleeve, and that's a start.
Maybe all she needs is a little encouragement. Bertie, do you think we can make Unc irresistible?
Well, how much time do we have?
Until tonight at 8:30.
It's 5:15 already. We better get started.
Hello, everybody. I'm home.
Hi, Unc.
Well, hello, Leroy. Bertie,
Evening, Mr. Gildersleeve.
you seen the afternoon paper, Bertie?
Yes, it's in the parlor by your chair.
You don't have time to eat, Unc. You have to get ready for tonight.
You right?
You got a date, you know.
Oh, plenty of time to get ready for that. I haven't had dinner yet.
Hey, Unc, how about having Marge giving you a manicure while you're waiting?
Manicure?
And I'll run up and get your blue serge suit so Bertie can press it.
You Bertie pressed it yesterday, Leroy.
But you wore it to the movie. You gotta look sharp.
Glad to press it for you, Mr. Gildersleeve.
Yeah, what a family. I get a date and everybody's pulling for me.
Unc, you're not gonna wear that same old tie, are you?
Same tie?
The one with the water hydrants on it?
My boy, that's my favorite. The meter readers gave me that.
The heck with the meter readers. You gotta impress Mrs. Winthrop.
Well, what's your suggestion? For some reason, you seem to have a lot of them.
Well, I'll go up and snitch one of Bronco's. Kind Marge used to swoon over.
Well, I hadn't planned to make Mrs. Winthrop swoon.
Can't you try?
What's this?
And after you shave, put on some of that shaving lotion you got for Christmas. The kind they say wows the ladies.
Now, Leroy.
You may as well put it on, Mr. Gildersleeve, because Leroy's bound and determined you're going to wow a certain lady tonight.
Well, could be.
Atta boy, Unc. I'll show that Babs.
Mother,
Yes, Babs.
if Mr. Gildersleeve proposed to you, you wouldn't accept, would you?
Oh, I've never given it a thought.
Well, just the same, if he should, you wouldn't accept, would you?
Well, let's put it this way. If any man asked me to marry him, I'd have to give it a lot of thought.
That's good enough for me. Are you going to wear those plain earrings?
I plan to.
Why don't you wear the long diamond teardrops? The ones that make you look like Cleopatra.
But, Babs, they're a little dressy.
Well, what's wrong with dressing up? After all, you want to look as attractive as possible, don't you? Even for Mr. Gildersleeve.
Well, naturally, Babs, but...
And if I were you, Mother, I'd wear my new party dress.
Well, I was saving it for the Elks Club dance next month.
Oh, wear it tonight, Mother. Will you? Just for me?
But, Babs...
You'll be the most beautiful mother in the whole world.
Oh, all right. I'll go slip into it.
Why save it for the Elks with that big moose coming over tonight?
George, my collar's a little tight. Must be putting on weight. I'm beginning to look like a big moose.
Let me brush you off before you go downstairs, huh?
Yeah, thank you, my boy. How do I look?
Murder.
Mr. Gildersleeve, Judge Lucas down here.
You're coming right down, Bertie. Wonder what he wants. Hello, Judge.
Hello, Gildy. My, you're a perfect model of what the well-dressed man should wear.
What's so unusual about that?
You usually look like what the well-dressed man used to wear.
Judge, what do you have on your mind?
Well, I can see that you don't want to go bowling.
No, indeed. I have a date.
Oh? Visiting with Mrs. Winthrop and her daughter?
No, not this time. Paula and I are going to be alone tonight.
How did you manage that?
Well, confidentially, Horace, I think Paula had a little talk with Babs. I think she laid down the law.
That's interesting.
Yeah, I'll say it is.
Gildy, does it seem strange to you that after all these months, Mrs. Winthrop has started arranging these things early in 1952?
What do you mean, Judge?
Don't you know? It's leap year.
Say it is. I hadn't thought of that.
I have, but nobody's asked me yet.
Well, Judge, I'm sure Paula has nothing like that in mind.
I wouldn't be too sure, Gildy. There are many reasons why she might want to get married. She's young and appealing.
She's that.
And she has a daughter who needs a father.
Judge, you're talking through your hat.
No, I'm not. I don't even have it on.
Well, put it on, Judge, and I'll see you to your car. Lovely evening. Hello, little star. Twinkle, twinkle. Yeah, I can hardly realize this will be the first evening I've ever been alone with Paula. Yeah, I wonder if she did arrange to get Babs out of the house this evening. Thoughtful woman.
Oh, come in. Oh, my.
Good evening, Paula. Nice.
My, aren't you handsome? And what a gorgeous tie. I adore fuchsia.
Yeah, thank you. First time I've worn it. Now, let me take a look at you.
Do you, approve?
Do I? Wow.
Of course, it's a little dressy for a date at home.
Well, this is no ordinary date, Paula. It's really the first evening we've had to ourselves.
It is, isn't it? Oh, let's sit here on the couch by the fire.
Great. You? Nearly sat on your satin skirt? What a dress.
It is quite billowy.
He's never looked at me like that before.
Nothing like a log fire and soft lights.
Well, I didn't realize it was so dark in here. Babs must have turned off some of the lights before she left.
You don't get up. They're fine. Blaming the low lights on Babs. I wonder if Paula turned them down on purpose.
He wants the lights down low. Next, he'll be wanting soft music.
Paula?
Yes?
Why don't I put on some records? Something soothing.
Throckmorton, why don't we just sit and talk?
Well, suits me.
I believe he did come over to propose.
She must have some reason for wanting to just talk. Wonder if she would take advantage of leap year.
Well, I suggested we talk, but I find it difficult to begin.
You do? I guess she never proposed before.
It must be that we're so unaccustomed to being alone.
Yeah, I guess so.
I can't help feeling that Babs has annoyed you at times. But I think she actually enjoys being around you, Throckmorton.
Well, I hadn't thought about it that way.
A girl like Babs needs a father's influence.
Zeke, the judge was right.
It's the same way with my brother Rumson. When he's home, she never lets him out of her sight.
Well, he'll be back soon. I hope. Paula's a wonderful woman. But I'd have to think this over. Yeah, I'd better change the subject. Paula?
Mm-hmm.
Have you looked across the street recently? Bronco and Marjorie are starting the foundation for their new house.
Yes, I've noticed.
It won't be long before they'll be moving out, leaving little Leroy and me.
Oh, you won't be lonely.
I don't plan to be. I wonder if she's just waiting for that to happen.
I wonder if he thinks he's going to take me over there. He's nice, but I don't want to get serious.
She's beautiful, but I can't afford her.
Throckmorton, it's a little warm here by the fire.
Yeah, sure is.
I think I'll move over to the chair.
Yeah, well, I was about to move to the piano bench myself.
We might even go for a walk and get some fresh air.
Yeah, great idea. I'll get my coat.
And here's your hat.
Yeah, thank you. Let me help you with your wrap.
I have it.
Yeah, well, I'll open the door.
Oh, what wonderful air.
Yep, it's free, too. Paula, why don't we go to a movie? We can take Babs.
You want to take that?
You bet. Let's take Leroy, too. There's safety in numbers.
I think that's a wonderful idea, Throckmorton.
Oh, that was close. It's a good thing I thought of a walk.
Well, I got out of that. Good thing I thought of a movie. Leroy! Babs!
The Great Gildersleeve will be right back. There's only one margarine at your grocer's that brings craft quality right to your table. It's Parquet, the margarine that tastes so good because it's always fresh. Tomorrow, pick up a pound or two of good-tasting, fresh-tasting Parquet margarine. Ask for Parkay. Parquet margarine made by Kraft.
Well, thanks for the movie, Unc.
You wait. Where are you going, Leroy?
I'll see you at home, Unc. Good night, Babs.
Good night, Leroy. Good night, Mother. Good night, Mr. Gildersleeve.
Babs, wait.
Oh, it's way past my bedtime, Mother. I'm going in the house. Good night.
It's the first time I've seen Babs in a hurry to get to bed.
Well, kids are hard to figure. That Babs, running away and leaving us alone. She is beautiful. I wonder if I should ask her.
It was a lovely evening, Throckmorton.
Paula?
Yes, Throckmorton?
Would you like a hamburger?
Oh, I'd love it.
Great, let's go. Whew. Good night, folks.
The Great Gildersleeve is played by Willard Waterman. The show is written by John Elliott and Andy White and is partially transcribed. Included in the cast are Walter Tetley, Mary Lee Robb, Lillian Randolph, Barbara Whiting, Gene Bates, Earl Ross, and Dick LeGrand. This is John Heaston saying goodnight for the Kraft Foods Company, makers of the famous line of Kraft quality food products. Be sure to listen in next Wednesday and every Wednesday for the further adventures of the Great Gildersleeve.
There are two kinds of delicious Kraft prepared mustard. Mild Kraft mustard, smooth and delicately spiced, and Kraft mustard with snappy horseradish added. And whichever you prefer, remember, when you add a little mustard, you add a lot of tang. Try it on cold sandwiches, hamburgers, frankfurters, and cold cuts. Enjoy the wonderful sauces you can make for hot meat and vegetable courses with Kraft prepared mustard. Keep both kinds on hand and keep the whole family happy. Get mild Kraft mustard and Kraft mustard with snappy horseradish added at your favorite food store.
Tonight, be sure to hear the Robert Montgomery News program on NBC.
The Kraft Foods Company, makers of Parquet Margarine, presents Willard Waterman as the Great Gildersleeve. Each week at this time, the Great Gildersleeve is brought to you, partially transcribed, by the Kraft Foods Company. What do you say when you want to describe the freshness of something? Maybe you say it's fresh as a daisy or fresh as new-mown hay. Well, another expression you could use is fresh as a pound of Parquet margarine. Every pound of Parquet your grocer sells is really fresh, and that's the reason it always tastes so good. Parquet is made by Kraft, who has been creating quality foods for almost 50 years. Their long experience in making America's favorite cheeses and salad dressings plays a very important part in making Parquet such a good-tasting, fresh-tasting margarine. Kraft makes Parquet of fine farm products, and then it's rushed to grocers by refrigerated truck. Each package is flavor dated, so stocks can be regularly inspected. That's why Kraft can guarantee that every pound of Parquet is at its flavor peak. Tomorrow, when you go shopping, pick up a package of good-tasting, fresh-tasting Parquet margarine. In most markets, you can get Parquet in handy yellow quarters ready for the table. In any package for any use, Parquet is the only margarine that brings Kraft quality right to your table. Remember, Parkay spells Parquet, the margarine made by Kraft. Well, for a good many years now, the Great Gildersleeve has devoted one night a week to the Jolly Boys Club, a quintet originally organized for the purpose of indulging in little barbershop singing, and since held together by a strong bond of friendship and old piano wire.
Me. By George, I'll be murdered tonight. Me.
Yo.
All right, Leroy.
Warming up for the Jolly Boys meeting tonight?
Yeah, it's fine recreation, my boy. After a hard day at the office, there's nothing like getting together with your old cronies.
What's an old crony?
It's a fellow like Judge Hooker.
I thought you said he was an old goat.
Well, he's a nice old goat.
Dinner's on!
You coming, Bertie?
Oh, hello, Unky.
Yeah, hello, Marjorie. Where's Bronco?
Oh, he's working late at the office tonight. He says he's going to make his first $1 million before he's 30.
You? That's quite a trick, taxes being what they are.
Isn't it, Gildersleeve?
Hello, Bertie.
Oh, boy, baked ham.
If you want to start passing the plates, I'll go get the macaroni and cheese.
Fine, Bertie.
I know you ain't to sit at that Jolly Boys meeting tonight.
You bet. But I don't intend to neglect my dinner.
Oh, Unky, Judge Hooker phoned late this afternoon and said he couldn't be at the meeting tonight.
That's strange. The judge never misses.
Well, he said he had a very important engagement and that she was very engaging.
She?
What do you suppose you meant by that?
If it's a she, he's got a date.
Judge Hooker?
Could be. I think she was with him when he phoned. He was very giggly.
No, Marjorie, that doesn't sound like the judge.
Hot dish.
Thank you, Bertie.
Hey, I know who the judge has a date with tonight.
Judge Hooker has a date?
He gave me that impression, Bertie.
I saw him with a lady today.
Oh, you did?
Leroy, just because you saw the judge with a woman doesn't mean he has a date tonight. He'd never have a date on Jolly Boys night.
Well, maybe he's given up singing for women.
Oh, my goodness.
My, so the judge is stepping out.
Unky, wouldn't it be funny if after all these years the judge would suddenly get married?
Wouldn't that be something?
Maybe he's eloping tonight.
You posh.
Do you think the judge could still carry a lady down a ladder?
Now, wait a minute. All of you are jumping at conclusions, speculating about something that's none of your business. The judge phoned and said he wouldn't be at the meeting tonight, and you immediately try to make something out of it. Start rumors flying. The fact that Leroy saw Judge Hooker with a woman today doesn't mean a thing.
She was a very attractive woman.
That still doesn't mean that. What did she look like?
Well, keen what I saw of her. The judge was helping her into his car by the elbow.
I bet he's the polite one.
Was she young, Leroy?
Nah, about Unc's age.
Well, that's young. It's certainly an attractive age.
Had you ever seen her before, Leroy?
Nah, she didn't look like Summerfield. She looked like one of those classy ads in Marge's fashion magazines.
Imagine the judge with a high-fashion lady like that.
Sorry, but I can't. Of course, it's none of my affair. It doesn't concern any of us. But I can't imagine a woman like that being interested in Judge Hooker.
Well, you never know, Unky. The judge wouldn't be a bad catch. He has a home, a good income.
And a flashy automobile.
I'm just dying to know who she is. Unky, why don't you phone the judge?
Why, Marjorie?
Maybe you can get some more information.
He'd tell you, Miss Gildersleeve.
Go ahead, Unky.
Marjorie, I refuse to meddle in Judge Hooker's affairs. And I'm surprised that you want me to. I suggest that we not pursue the matter any further.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Just like you say, it's none of our business.
I'm sorry, Unky. It isn't that we were meddling. It's just that we're all so interested in the judge.
Well, I'm interested in the judge, too. But I'm not going to phone him.
No, sir.
Especially to find out who his mysterious, attractive lady friend is.
Okay, let's not talk about it.
Of course, I could call him, since he won't be at the meeting. See if there's any business he wants me to bring up.
Sure.
It'll be strictly business. Well, the judge didn't answer his phone. There was nobody at his house. On my way to the club, I think I'll drive past the Summerfield Grill. They might be having dinner there. Not that I'm meddling, but the family will be curious. Oop, there they are. The table by the window, behind the ferns. Yeah, I'll park in front for a minute. Yeah, I'll just drop in casually for a cigar and let the judge explain. After all, as president of the Jolly Boys Club, I've a right to know what excuses they have for missing meetings. Hey, nice. The judge has a pretty good excuse. Yeah, George, I'll find out what's going on. Pardon me. Pardon me. Waitress, watch that soup.
Well, Gildy.
Judge, I didn't expect to see you here.
I didn't expect to see you either, but now that you're here, I want you to meet my charming companion.
Yeah, I'd like to, now that I'm here.
Miss Buckley, allow me to present my friend, Mr. Gildersleeve.
How do you do, Mr. Gildersleeve?
Well, delighted to meet you. Miss Buckley, you say?
Yes, as attractive as she is, Mona hasn't seen fit to change it. Up till now.
Yeah, I wonder what he means by up till now.
Oh, isn't Horace wonderful, Mr. Gildersleeve? He always thinks of just the right thing to say.
If I do, it's because you furnished the inspiration, Mona.
There you go again. Oh, you see, Mr. Gildersleeve, he makes me feel so good.
Oh, brother.
Why don't you ask Mr. Gildersleeve to join us for dinner, Horace?
Well, Gildy, you can't join us, can you?
Thank you very much for the invitation, Judge. But I've eaten. I'm on my way to the Jolly Boys meeting.
Oh, yes. Well, don't let us detain you.
I'm afraid I've been a little selfish with Horace since I've been in Summerfield. I've simply monopolized the dear man. Isn't this a gorgeous corsage he gave me?
Yes, indeed. From out of town, are you, Miss Buckley?
This is my first trip to Summerfield. Prior to this, Horace has always come to see me.
Oh? Where did you two meet?
Oh, it was one of those storybook meetings. The judge dropped his briefcase and I picked it up.
It happened in Center City, Gildy, Miss Buckley's home.
You know, Mr. Gildersleeve, from what I've seen of Summerfield, I like it better than Center City. It's been the most divine afternoon. The judge has driven me all over town. He's been showing me his property.
Uh-oh.
She was delighted with my home, Gildy.
I just adore antiques. They make one feel so young.
Oh, yes.
I'm sure that accounts for the judge's youthfulness and verve.
Well, I've always contended that a man is as young as he feels, and I'm as sound as a silver dollar.
Inflation.
I was just telling Mona that I walk a mile every morning before breakfast.
He's walking into a trap tonight. Judge, can I have a word with you in private?
In private?
If you'll excuse us, Miss Buckley. Club business, you know.
Well, will you pardon me a moment, Mona?
You go right ahead, Horace. I'll look at the menu. I'm hungry. I'm going to order the biggest and most expensive steak in the house.
What do you want to see me about, Gildy?
Judge, do you know what you're doing?
What do you mean by that?
Well, it's pretty obvious to me that this woman is after your money.
Gildy, I resent that.
You resent it because you know it's true.
Gildy, you don't know the circumstances.
Oh, don't I? Why, you're putty in her hands. And as an old friend, I don't like it.
As an old friend, I don't like your interference.
Judge, believe me, the woman is making a fool of you. I have eyes. I can see.
Well, then you shouldn't have any trouble seeing the door.
Whoop. You better run for the exit, too, you old goat, while there's still a way out. I tell you, fellas, they're practically engaged.
No.
Yeah, I'm sure of it, Floyd. And the only reason a woman like that would go for the judge is to get her hands on his money. And I told him so.
Got a little testy, huh, Commish?
Yeah, I'll say. Peavy, don't you think I did the right thing? Well, I've never found it advisable to tell a judge what to do. Yeah, just the same, the judge is being taken in. And I think it's a problem for us jolly boys. One of our members is caught in a web.
Let's hear a little more about this nifty spider.
Yes, how did they meet? She picked up his briefcase. How's that? The judge dropped his briefcase and she picked it up.
Imagine the old judge dropping his briefcase when he sees a good-looking dame.
Just pretty coy of the judge.
Yeah, fellas, we got a croquette in the club.
It's Coquette, Floyd.
Oh.
And I know who the flirt is. She's very attractive, and the judge is spending his money like water. Steaks, corsages.
Well, he bought a box of candy last night and said he had to meet a train. I'm sure he didn't give it to the conductor.
Yeah, it all adds up, fellows. Let's face it. If we let her have her way, the first thing we know, she'll have the judge's money and property and cast him aside like an old shoe.
You got any suggestions?
Well, it's a drastic measure. But if we can get her interested in somebody else, it would prove our point to the judge.
Well, I'm loyal to the Jolly Boys, but I'm not that loyal. I'm married.
Yeah, me too. Very married.
And Chief Gates is married, too.
Yep, that lets him out.
Fellows, stop looking at me like that.
But, Commish, you're the only eligible member we got.
Happy hunting, Mr. Gildersleeve.
But, fellows, you wait a minute.
What's the matter? You scared?
No, Floyd.
Well, you're the one who made the big talk about saving the judge.
Yes, he did.
Of course, if you don't care about the judge like you've been talking...
Blabbermouth.
Yeah, all right, I'll do it. I'll call her and see if I can make a date.
Yeah, you take her out and buy her a big steak in the corsage.
And candy.
Not so fast now, fellows. This will cost money. That woman's expensive. Since this is a club project, I think it should be financed by the club.
Well, that's fair. Don't you think so, Floyd?
Sure, we got about $8 under the piano bench there for an emergency.
Well, that won't go far. But just to show how sincere I am as president of the club, I'll put in $5 of my own money.
Good for you, Commish.
And I'll assess everybody else $5.
My.
What do you think, Peavy?
Well,
Look at it this way, fellows. I'm the one who has to take Miss Buckley out to dinner and maybe dancing. I'm the one who's really suffering.
Well, no, I wouldn't say that.
Peavy.
The great Gildersleeve will be back in just a moment. Whether you call them pancakes at your house, or griddle cakes, or flapjacks, there's one thing sure. They make a mighty satisfying breakfast. And they taste extra good when you top them with golden king-size pats of Parquet margarine. Parquet is the quality margarine made by Kraft, and it tastes so good because it's always fresh. That delicious, distinctive Parquet flavor blends wonderfully with the flavor of hot foods like pancakes and waffles and vegetables. Parquet tastes just as good as an every meal spread for muffins and rolls and bread. And use Parquet, too, when you bake cakes and cookies. It's a grand flavor shortening. Make tomorrow the day. Tomorrow, pick up a pound or two of good-tasting, fresh-tasting Parquet. That's Parkay. The margarine made by Kraft and guaranteed by Kraft. You'll love Parquet at every meal. let's get back to the great Gildersleeve. It seems that his friend Judge Hooker has gone overboard for a pretty face. And the water commissioner got the idea the judge should be saved from her clutches. Now he's stuck with the rescue.
Mr. Gildersleeve!
Coming, Bertie.
Good morning, Unky. Hi, Unc.
Good morning, Marjorie. Leroy.
How was the Jolly Boys meeting last night, Unc?
Well, there were only 3 of us present, Leroy.
Unky, did you find anything out about Judge Hooker and his girlfriend?
Yes, in fact, I met her. She and the judge were having dinner at the Summerfield Grill.
My, so the judge is really serious.
What's the score, Unc?
Well, it didn't take me long to size her up. The old judge is making a big mistake, spending all his time on that woman.
Does he have another date with her tonight?
No, I have.
Well, are you kidding?
Well, I'm going to try to make a date with her. I have to phone her first.
Unky, what are you up to?
Marjorie, I just want to prove to the judge that she's a flirt. All I'm trying to do is keep the judge from getting involved.
So you're getting involved.
I am not.
Unky, are you telling us everything? Just how attractive is she?
Well, there's nothing wrong with Miss Buckley's looks, but... Now, Marjorie, let's not get the wrong impression.
What if she turns you down, Unc?
Well, if she does, I'd be happy for the judge. At least it'd prove her head isn't turned by every handsome man who calls her for a date.
Oh, brother.
As a matter of fact, I'll call her right now before the judge makes any plans with her for tonight.
So early, Unky?
Yeah, if I know the judge, he's camped in front of the hotel in a pup tent.
Can I run upstairs and listen on the extension?
Certainly not, Leroy. What I go through for my friends. Well, maybe I won't have to take her out after all. She may not answer the phone at this hour of the morning.
Good morning, Summerfield Hotel.
Good morning. Will you ring Miss Buckley's room, please? Miss Mona Buckley.
One moment, please.
Maybe she's still asleep.
Good morning.
Oops, she's awake. Miss Buckley?
Yes.
This is Throckmorton P. Gildersleeve, the judge's friend. I met you last night. Remember?
Yes, indeedy. How are you this morning, Mr. Gildersleeve? You early bird.
Yeah, I'm fine, thank you. I hope you won't think me presumptuous, Miss Buckley, but I wonder if you'd care to have dinner with me this evening.
Dinner?
That is, if you don't have any plans with the judge.
Well, I don't have any I can't break.
I knew it.
But I don't think I should.
Oh?
I've only known you for a few hours.
Well, the answer is no?
Yes.
Yes, you will, or no, you won't?
Yes, I will. Mr. Gildersleeve, Judge Hooker told me all about you, and I feel I've known you for years. Aren't I brash?
Well, Mona, I guess I'm a little brash, too. Let's not say anything about this to the judge.
All right, then. It'll be our little secret.
That's the idea. Shall we meet in the hotel lobby about 6?
I'll be ready.
Fine. Goodbye.
Oh, Mr. Gildersleeve.
Yes?
In case you're wondering what I'm wearing tonight, it'll be a deep purple dress.
Yo, I'd recognize you anywhere.
Yes. But wasn't that a gorgeous corsage the judge gave me last night?
Oh. Purple dress, you say?
Goodbye.
Goodbye. Oh, well, I guess the Jolly Boys can afford flowers. Floyd, I got the date.
Yeah? Nothing to it, huh, Commish?
She jumped at the chance to go out with me.
She is a fickle dame.
It just proves what I've known all along. She's just toying with the judge, and it's up to us to bring him to his senses.
Okay, let's check signals again. When do you want me to bring the judge around so he can see you and Miss Buckley together?
Well, I'm meeting her at 6 o'clock. We'll be in the grill by 6:15. How about 6:20?
Hey, that's moving pretty fast.
I'm just trying to get it over with quickly, Floyd. I want to save our money.
Uh-huh.
She's already hit me up for flowers.
Yeah? You ain't even started and she's costing you money, huh?
That's the kind of woman she is. It'll probably take every dime I assessed you fellows last night.
Oh, hey, I nearly forgot. Here's $5 the chief sent over by a trustee.
Good. I'll need it.
That's 5 from the chief, 5 from the peeve, 5 from me, and $8.50 out of the Jolly Boys sinking fund. Commish, you better do a good job or you know who's sunk.
You just have the judge there, Floyd, and leave the rest to me.
Lovely dinner, Mr. Gildersleeve.
Thank you, Miss Buckley.
Everything was just as I like it. They must have wonderful chefs. I wish we had the Summerfield Grill in Center City, but then if we had it in Center City, you wouldn't have it here, would you?
No. Where's Floyd with the judge? He's 2 hours late.
And you know, all my girlfriends are so envious of me.
They are?
Yes, I can eat anything I want to whenever I want it. Starches, proteins, potatoes, steaks, lobster. And if you ever take me out again, I want lobster.
Well...
Anyway, no matter what I eat, I never put on an extra pound. I've weighed the same for years and years, and all the girls say, Mona, how do you keep so slim?
You must be from talking so much.
Mr. Gildersleeve, why do you keep looking at your watch?
What, was I looking at my watch?
I'll bet you're just like me. The minute you eat a big dinner, you can't wait to jump up and go dancing. Now, where would you like to go?
Me?
Oh, I adore dancing. I asked the clerk at the desk, and he said there was dancing in the palm room here at the hotel.
Well, we might try it. Can't stay here much longer. I've already eaten 4 desserts waiting for the judge.
Well, pay the man and let's go.
Pay the man. Oh, yes. Waiter, check. Yeah, I have to leave word for Floyd where we'll be.
Oh, shipboats are coming. There's dancing tonight.
What a boat I'm in. You're sure you're not getting tired, Miss Buckley?
Why, Rocky.
No, I'm Throcky. Where is that Floyd?
Oh, I could dance forever and ever and ever and ever and ever and ever.
Well, let's dance in the other direction. We've circled this way 20 times.
Well, you're the leader. I'll go where you want to go. Do you want to go somewhere else? Come on, let's go.
Well,
I heard some college kids talk about the Blue Goose. Now, where's that?
Well, Mona, that's a little jumpy.
Well, let's jump.
I can't jump far on $3. The Blue Goose is pretty crowded. I doubt if we get a table.
Well, we don't need a table here.
Well, we'd save a little that way.
Well, of course. We can get a table someplace else late tonight when we want to eat again.
Zeke.
I use my head, Throcky. Your little date is wide awake.
Yes.
So why don't we just go out on the floor and dance?
Well, shouldn't we wait until the music starts again?
Hey, Commish.
What?
Over here.
Who say it's Floyd?
Floyd?
Excuse me, Mona. A barber friend of mine. I'll be back in a minute.
Well, all right. Now, you hurry back.
Floyd, where's the judge?
I've been tracking you all over town, Commish. Why don't you light someplace?
You don't ask silly questions. Where's the judge? You were supposed to bring him around 4 hours ago.
Well, don't get mad at me. While you've been spending our money on the dame, I've been running my legs off looking for him.
Oh?
You know where I finally found him about 9 o'clock?
Where?
Home in bed.
Oh, my goodness.
And now I'm going home to bed.
Floyd, wait. This isn't helping the judge. It's just wrecking me.
Rocky, they're going to stop the music.
Oh, here we go again. I'll never get home. Good morning, Peavy.
Good morning. Mr. Gildersleeve, it's high noon.
Well, I just got up. I had a horrible night, Peavy. You'll never know what I went through.
Did you go through with my $5?
I went through everybody's $5. In fact, I had to leave my watch at the Blue Goose.
My.
And worst of all, the judge never did show up.
Oh, well, Summerfield's a small town. I imagine he'll hear that you were out with Miss Buckley.
Yeah, I guess so. I hate to face the judge, Peavy. I'm not sure I did the right thing.
How's that?
Well, he probably called her for a date last night, and When he found out she'd gone out, he went home to bed with a broken heart.
Well, could be. Pardon me, Mr. Gildersleeve, but would you like to slip out the back way? Here comes the judge now.
Thanks, Peavy. But I'll have to face him sooner or later. Horace is one of my best friends. I'll confess the truth. Tell him I meddled and I'm sorry.
Morning, gentlemen.
Well, hello, Judge.
Hello, Horace. Old friend.
Gildy, I just talked with Miss Buckley.
Well, I guess you know all about last night then.
Oh, yes. Miss Buckley is such an impulsive woman, she couldn't keep your little secret.
Judge, no matter what you think of me, I gave you my word. I did it for your own good, and it cost me plenty.
And me, too.
Oh?
Judge, I even assessed the Jolly Boys $5 apiece to help finance the evening.
Gentlemen, I don't know how to thank you. Gildy, old friend, I had no idea you'd go to such lengths to help me entertain a client of mine.
Client?
Thanks to you, I'm now in charge of all of our property in Center City.
Mr. Gildersleeve, I want my $5 back.
Peavy, wait until I get my watch. How do I get into these things?
The Great Gildersleeve will be right back. There's only one margarine at your grocer's that brings craft quality right to your table. It's Parquet, the margarine that tastes so good because it's always fresh. Tomorrow, pick up a pound or two of good-tasting, fresh-tasting Parquet margarine. Ask for Parkay. Parquet margarine made by Kraft.
Is that you, Uncle Mort?
Yeah, it's me.
What's the matter, Unc? You're dragging.
Who, me? Yeah, I'm not dragging. I feel fine.
Everything work out all right with the judge's lady friend?
Oh, yes. She went back to Center City.
You saved the old judge from a cruel fate, didn't you, Unc?
Huh? Oh, yes. If it hadn't been for me, goodness knows what might have happened to him.
And you didn't have any difficulties at all.
Me? No. We have to get up pretty early in the morning to catch your old uncle. Now, I'm foxy.
You sure are, Unc.
You bet.
Oh, by the way, Unky, here's a little package a man left for you.
The package? What man?
The manager of the Blue Goose Roadhouse.
What?
It's your watch that you left in Hot last night.
Oh, my goodness.
See you later, Foxy.
I was ambushed. Good night, folks.
The Great Gildersleeve is played by Willard Waterman. The show is written by John Elliott and Andy White and is partially transcribed. Included in the cast are Walter Tetley, Mary Lee Robb, Lillian Randolph, Arthur Q. Bryan, Sarah Selby, Earl Ross, and Dick LeGrand. Music by Jack Meakin. This is John Heaston saying goodnight for the Kraft Foods Company, makers of the famous line of Kraft quality food products. Be sure to listen in next Wednesday and every Wednesday for the further adventures of the Great Gildersleeve.
Delicious cold cuts for luncheon or supper make a welcome change of pace from the hot meals you've been serving. Easy to fix, too, but here's a tip. Be sure there's delicious Kraft prepared mustard on the table, because when you add a little mustard, you add a lot of tang. There are two kinds of Kraft mustard: mild Kraft mustard, so smooth and delicately spiced, and Kraft mustard with snappy horseradish added to give it extra zip. Keep both kinds on hand for different tastes. Next time, get Kraft prepared mustard.
Tonight, be sure to hear the Robert Montgomery News Program on NBC.
The Kraft Foods Company presents Willard Waterman as the Great Gildersleeve. The Great Gildersleeve is brought to you, partially transcribed, by the Kraft Foods Company. Kraft, makers of the one and only Miracle Whip salad dressing. We say one and only because there just isn't any other salad dressing like Miracle Whip. Miracle Whip is different, and it tastes different. Miracle Whip tastes so good, it's become the most popular salad dressing ever created. More Miracle Whip is sold than the next 20 leading brands of salad dressing combined. Try it. Make your salads better tasting with the one and only Miracle Whip. We don't know whether it's due to the genius of the great Gildersleeve or to Summerfield's rapid growth, but the fact is the water department is flooded with business, which keeps the water commissioner on the go from early morning till late at night. Now it's early morning again.
Can't you wait for your second cup of coffee, Mr. Gildersleeve?
No, thank you, Bertie. I have to be on the move. I'm late at the office now.
Yes, sir. You want to drink your coffee on your way out and leave the cup in the mailbox again? I'll bring it back.
No, Bertie.
Why don't you take the cup to town with you and mail it back?
All right, Leroy. Now, where's my coat?
I'll get your hat, Unky.
Thank you, Marjorie.
I hold the door open.
That's the spirit, Bertie.
Here's your chapeau.
Chapeau? Oh, hat.
It's too bad you don't even have time to enjoy your breakfast.
Well, it's my own fault. I worked so late last night, I just overslept.
Door's open.
Coming, Bertie.
Unky, you didn't shave this morning.
I know, but I'll try to find a few minutes later this morning and run down to Floyd's barber shop. Well, goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye, Unky.
So long, Marge. I gotta get to school.
Leroy, I'll drop you by.
I'll walk. I'm in a hurry.
I'm in a hurry, too. Come along.
Miss Gildersleeve, we be home for lunch?
No, Bertie, I'll grab a candy bar.
Get one for me, Unc.
We'll see.
Unky, you forgot your briefcase.
Details. Leroy, will you run back and get my briefcase?
Okay, you hold my books.
All right. 8 books. A walking library. But he hasn't opened any of them. Nope. They're slipping. Shit. They would fall under the car. Got it.
Here's your briefcase, Unc. What happened?
I dropped your arithmetic.
I wish I could drop arithmetic that easy.
Yes. Climb in the car.
Gosh, the seats are cold. Why did you leave the car outside, Unc?
Last night I was too tired to put it in the garage.
I should have walked.
Not yet, Bertie.
I knew I should have walked. Darn old car.
Leroy, don't antagonize it.
Hey, there she goes. Don't let it die. Pull out the choke, Unc.
Leroy, I know what to do.
Good for you, Miss Gildersleeve. You got it started.
I can't hear you, Bertie.
I said good for you. You got it started.
Can't hear her. I'll have to turn it off. What is it, Bertie?
I said good for you. You got it started.
Yofers. No wonder I'm behind at the office. I can't even get there. Well, I'm in luck. Nobody in the barber shop. I can get a quick shave and get back to work. Hello, Floyd.
Hi, Commish. Come in.
Am I next for a shave, Floyd?
Well, I wasn't planning to shave the broom. Hop up in the chair.
I thought you may have had an appointment, Floyd.
No, you're the first customer I had today.
Business a little slow?
Yeah, but I like it this way. Gives me a chance to read and think.
Yeah, is that what you've been doing all morning?
Well, I've been reading.
Yes.
And I've been doing some thinking, too. I've been thinking I might sell the barber shop.
Sell the shop?
Sure, I got a standing offer. Just ain't standing high enough. But I may take it. I ain't proud.
Floyd, you're not serious.
On the level, Commish. Since that fancy shop opened across the street, my income ain't up to my outgo.
That's too bad.
Yeah, competition's pretty tough. He's got 6 chairs and a bucking bronco.
Bucking bronco?
Yeah, wooden horse to set the kids on while he gives them a hoppy haircut.
I've seen them.
He even put in a television set. Drove the barbers crazy trying to cut hair during a tennis match. But it brought in the business.
Floyd, I'm sorry to hear things aren't so good.
Well, I ain't worried. My wife, Lovey's been wanting to take a job. She likes to eat lunches downtown.
Has your wife ever worked, Floyd?
Yeah, she used to work for the telephone company. I like to kid her about how I took her away from Alexander Graham Bell.
Operator, was she?
Yep. First time I talked to her, she gave me a wrong number.
Well, let's hurry it up, Floyd. I have a pile of work waiting for me at the office.
I'll have you out in a jiffy. Say, I was just thinking, Commish. Anything Lovey could do down there?
Down where, Floyd?
At the water department. The kids are whiz at addressing envelopes, putting on stamps, stuff like that.
Well, I need somebody, Floyd.
But she can run an adding machine. You ought to see her punch them buttons. She uses all her fingers.
I mainly need somebody to do odd jobs. Answer the phone.
That's for Lovey, the telephone. When she worked for the company, she was elected Miss Number Please of 1935. How about it, Commish?
Well, I suppose I could use her.
Hey, that's swell. You won't regret it, Commish. She's really deficient.
You're fine, Floyd. Send Lovey down in the morning. Sure, that's what I need. A little help at the office. And I'll be helping Floyd and Lovey, too. It makes me feel good. Say, before I go back to the office, I think I'll stop in at Peavy's for that candy bar. Hello, Peavy.
Hello, Mr. Gildersleeve. What can I do for you this morning?
Peavy, I'm so busy at the office, I won't get out for lunch, so I'd better buy a candy bar.
Very well. I have some new ones. Do you want a sludgy pudgy or a nudgy mudgy?
Well, which one smells so good?
The ham.
A ham bar, Peavy?
No, the baked ham on the sandwich counter.
Say, it looks good. Make me a combination sandwich with some of that, Peavy.
You mean ham between candy bars?
No, Peavy. Combination ham and cheese. It's a little early, but I'll eat it now so I won't have to waste time unwrapping candy bars at the office. Yeah, I'm thinking of ways to save time, Peavy.
My.
My office is bursting at the seams. Reports, estimates, expansion plans, new subdivisions. Everybody's looking to me for water.
Are you really that busy, or are you just gilding the water lily?
You're right, Peavy. I'm actually busy this time. In fact, I just hired Floyd's wife.
How's that?
Floyd's wife. You know, what's her name?
Oh, you mean the lady who's known as Lovey?
That's right, Lovey.
You must be busy. Here's your sandwich, Mr. Gildersleeve.
Thanks. I just had to get help somewhere. What do you think about my hiring Lovey?
Well, after you've hired her, it's hardly the time to think about it.
What do you mean, Peavy?
Mr. Gildersleeve, I never thought it a good idea to hire the wife of a friend.
What's wrong with that?
There are plenty of jobs around town if Mrs. Munson wants to work.
Why shouldn't she work for me?
Well, what do you say to the wife of a friend if she's late to work in the morning?
What do I say?
What does your friend say to you when his wife works overtime and can't get home to fix his dinner?
Well...
he'll say more than that.
You bet this situation is different, Petey.
Yes, it always is.
Floyd's having trouble making ends meet since that new shop moved in across the street.
Yes.
Lovey was going to work someplace. I figure I'm doing a good turn.
Yes.
And I need help at the department, so work-wise and friendship-wise, it's probably the smartest move I ever made.
Okay.
Oh, posh. You'll see, Petey. Peavy was all wrong yesterday. Nothing wrong with hiring the wife of a friend, especially a good friend like Floyd. He's a fine fellow, down to earth. Of course, from what I know of Lovey, she's a little on the gabby side. Yeah, well, I'll keep her busy. Nearly 9 o'clock. Hope she comes to work on time. Yeah, I'll show, Petey. Where's my office key? Say, door's unlocked.
Boo!
Oh, Lovey! Yeah, I mean, Mrs. Munson.
Did I scare you, Mr. Gildersleeve? You jumped a foot.
Well, I didn't expect you to jump at me from behind the door.
Hi, Commish.
Floyd!
My wife's a great little kidder, huh?
Well, how'd you two get in?
I jollied the janitor into giving me the key.
Oh.
Come on in. Make yourself at home, Commish.
Look who's talking with his feet propped on my desk.
I'm not opening the barber shop till 9:30, so I thought I'd drop the little woman by.
Oh, you sure got a swell office, Chief.
Chief?
Don't you like Chief?
Well,
why don't you be ritzy? Call him Mr. Throckmorton P. Gildersleeve.
No, Floyd.
I got it. I'll call you like us girls used to call the boss at the phone company by his initials. From now on, you're T.P.
T.P.? Oh, my goodness.
Here, Commish, take your chair and tell Lovey what to do and where to go.
I may have to.
Oh, sure is nice of you to put me on the payroll, T.P. When Floydie came home last night and told me, you could have knocked me over with a feather.
Yeah, she didn't believe it. The water department, she says. Are you kidding? She says.
And when we came to the office this morning, I still thought he was kidding. Is this really the water department, T.P.?
Yes. Yeah, I think so.
Well, where's all the pipes?
Well, the pipes and things are underground. The water doesn't run through the office.
That's Lovey for you, Commish. She takes everything literary. It's one of her idiocentipedes.
Idiocentipedes?
Yep.
You can explain all this stuff to me as we go along, T.P. I catch on quick.
Yes, well...
Did you ever run a telephone switchboard?
No.
Oh, you ought to see Lovey at a switchboard. She can light that thing up like a Christmas tree. Me, I wouldn't get near one.
Yes,
like fighting an octopus.
Well, we have a lot of work to do, Mrs. Munson. I guess you're the one to do it. Now, if you'll come over here, I'll explain the operation of the billing machine.
Oh, I could have had a job at Hogan Brothers in the kitchenware. But I told him I saw enough pots and pans at home. That's what I like about being in water. It's so clean.
Oh, brother. Now, Mrs. Munson, about the billing machine.
Yeah, Lovey, pay attention.
Another thing I don't like about these big department stores is punching them time clocks. That's adulterated nuisance, T.P.
Oh? Well, apparently a time clock isn't necessary in your case. You were prompt this morning.
You should have seen us getting out of the house. We was flying.
Now, about the billing machine.
Yeah, I was so anxious to get down here on time I didn't get a chance to eat breakfast. Now that I've checked in, how about me going out for coffee and donuts?
Yeah, coffee and... Well, I guess the billing machine can wait.
Sure. Come on, Lovey. Let's see.
I'll be back in a jiffy, T.P. Oh, by the way, I know the T stands for Throckmorton, but I don't know what the P stands for.
Yeah, I know. Pigeon.
The great Gildersleeve will be back in just a minute. One of the easiest ways you'll find to brighten up any meal is to serve a colorful, tempting salad. Here's a wonderful fruit salad that's made with pineapple and peach slices. For each serving, place a drained pineapple slice on a bed of crispy lettuce. Then on the pineapple, arrange 4 well-drained slices of peach in pinwheel style, and top it all off with a spoonful of Miracle Whip salad dressing and a maraschino cherry. There, it's pretty, it's easy, and you can be sure it'll taste especially good thanks to Miracle Whip. Miracle Whip gives salad such wonderful flavor, a lively, teasing flavor that's peppy, yet not a bit too sharp. It's a flavor most folks call just exactly right. And it's a flavor you won't find in any other salad dressing because Miracle Whip is actually a different kind of salad dressing, made from an exclusive Kraft recipe to give you the best qualities of old-fashioned boiled dressing and fine mayonnaise. Treat your family to colorful, tempting salads often. And to make them better tasting, make them with Miracle Whip salad dressing. Remember, there's only one Miracle Whip, and it's made only by Kraft. Well, let's get back to the great Gildersleeve. Yesterday, under pressure of work and out of sympathy for his friend Floyd the barber, the water commissioner hired Floyd's wife, Lovey. Already, his little family is wondering if he did the smart thing.
Hey, Unc's late for breakfast.
We had a hard day at the office, Leroy.
Miss Marjorie, I thought Mr. Gildersleeve wouldn't have to work so hard after he got some help.
Well, I'm not so sure Mrs. Munson's going to be a help, Bertie.
Now he's working twice as hard.
She sure is a talker.
Oh, do you know her?
I do now. I called the office yesterday and she answered the phone.
Oh?
I not only know her, I know about everybody else in town. And all I asked was what Mr. Gildersleeve wanted to send to the cleaners, and she had everybody else's laundry.
Yeah? What's the dope, Bertie?
Now, Leroy, we don't listen to gossip. Bertie, I didn't know Mrs. Munson gossiped.
Oh, she didn't say it was gossip. She was just repeating what other people told her. Hey, Miss Marjorie, did you know that Miss Abernathy bought a new dishwasher on the installment plan, and her husband made her send it back, and now she makes him do the dishes?
No, really, Bertie? When did that happen?
Oh, for corn's sake. We don't listen to gossip.
Well, before I could find out when it happened, she started talking about something else. Miss Marjorie, you know what she calls Mr. Gildersleeve?
What, Bertie?
She calls him T.P.
T.P. What does she think Unc is, an Indian?
Oh, that's for Throckmorton T. His initials, Leroy.
Oh, yeah.
Poor Unky.
Good morning, everybody.
Morning, Miss Gildersleeve.
Morning, Unky.
Hi, T.P.
Leroy. Where'd you hear that?
Oh, gossip.
Excuse me, I'll go get you breakfast.
Unky, we understand Mrs. Munson calls you T.P.
Well, yes.
Do you call her Lovey?
No, Leroy. I call her Mrs. Munson, and I wish she'd call me Mr. Gildersleeve.
Well, why don't you tell her, Unky?
Well, she's not easily told. I'm afraid I made a slight mistake, children. I suppose I did hire her on impulse, but my snap judgment has always been so good.
Now your judgment's snapping back at you.
Yes. But she may work out all right. She's giddy. She accomplished quite a little when she finally settled down.
Oh, when was that?
About 5:15.
Here comes the pancakes and parquet.
Looks good.
Thank you, sir. And here's your coffee.
Unky, if Mrs. Munson is like you say she is, maybe she'll lose interest and quit.
That's a pleasant prospect.
Yeah, maybe some morning she won't show up.
She has been offered other jobs, and water can interest a person only so long.
Sure, I take a bath and then forget it.
Yes, sir. If I know Lovey, Mrs. Munson, she won't be with us long. She'll flit someplace else like a happy hummingbird.
Mr. Gildersleeve, there's a hummingbird outside.
No? Isn't it a little early?
Not for this one. It's Miss Munson.
Oh, my goodness. Why is she coming by here?
Yoo-hoo! Anybody out? Yoo-hoo!
We're up, Mrs. Munson. Come in.
She's already in.
I'll drop by and take you to work, T.P. T.P.
Leroy. Well, Mrs. Munson.
Hello, Leroy. Hi. And Marjorie, how are you? I haven't seen you since you had the twins. You're looking just grand, honey.
Oh, thank you.
Hello, Bertie.
Good morning, Miss Munson.
Where's your handsome husband, Marjorie?
Oh, he goes to work early.
Why, T.P., you're still right in the middle of breakfast. Come on, let's get the waterworks going.
Well, thanks for offering me the ride, but I'll be down a little later.
Well, if you're not in any hurry, I may as well have a cup of coffee.
Oh, excuse me, Mrs. Munson. Won't you join us?
Thank you, honey. Anything in the pot, Bertie?
Yes, ma'am. I'll go get you a cup.
Wonderful. Get 2 cups, will you, Bertie?
2?
Floydie and I left home without breakfast again. Floydie! Turn off the motor, honey! Coffee!
Something has to be done about this. Hello, Phoebe.
Well, hello, Mr. Gildersleeve. I see you managed to get out of the office this morning.
I had to, Peavy.
Did you hire Mrs. Munson?
Yep, and it isn't working out. I never should have hired the wife of a friend. I should have taken your advice.
Well, I'm sorry.
Thanks. Peavy, I'm glad you're not the type who says I told you so.
You didn't give me a chance.
Peavy, how am I going to get Lovey out of the office? I can't fire her. I don't want to hurt Floyd's feelings.
I know.
I wouldn't have hired his wife in the first place, but I didn't want Floyd to have to sell his barber shop.
Well, it's a delicate situation. A few years ago, I had a clerk I couldn't get rid of.
You did?
He was a great one for eating. He used to sample everything at the soda fountain. Ate up all the profit.
How'd you get rid of him, Peavy?
Well, I had a little private chat with his wife. I told her the reason he ate so much was because he worked too hard.
Who?
Of course, that was a little fib, Mr. Gildersleeve, but she made him quit the job.
Yeah, that's an idea, Peavy. You didn't have any trouble finding other work, did he?
Oh, no. He caught on at a machine shop, nuts and bolts. I bet he isn't eating the profits now.
Right, George, Peavy. Why don't I talk to Floyd and tell him the job at the water department is too much for Lovey?
Well, husbands don't like it when their wives work too hard, unless it's around the house.
Peavy, this time I'm going to take your advice. My worries are over. Hope Floyd's in the shop. Yeah, there he is. Tilted back in his chair reading a magazine. What a barber. Hello, Floyd.
Huh? Oh, hi, Commish. What are you doing out this time of the morning? Now that you got Lovey running the office, you're a free man, huh?
Not exactly, Floyd.
You out reading meters?
No. I walked over here because you're a friend of mine, and I have your interests at heart.
Oh, yeah? What's up?
Well, to tell you the truth, Floyd, I'm a little concerned about Lovey. Yeah, I mean your wife's health.
No kidding.
Rather than mention it to your wife, Floyd, I thought I'd come to you.
Oh, yeah? What's the trouble, Commish?
Well, there's too much work at the office for her. I don't think she can stand the pressure.
Are you kidding? Lovey's strong as a horse.
That may be, Floyd, but everybody has a breaking point.
Well, that ain't like Lovey. That kid's got an iron institution.
I don't doubt that. But there's so much work to do up there, if she ever does it. It'll endanger her health.
It will, huh?
She's developing nerves, Floyd. Nerves.
Gee, that's funny. Lovey ain't never been the nervy type.
She is now, very nervy.
You really think she's cracking, huh?
I think she's already cracked.
Huh?
That's probably why she goes out for so much coffee.
No.
In movie magazines. She's trying to escape all that work.
But, Commish, she's only been at the waterworks 2 days. Hardly long enough to get her feet wet. She might pull out of it.
You're all right, Floyd. Don't say I didn't warn you. But if you don't care about Lovey...
I love Lovey.
Well, why don't you do something about it before she's a total wreck?
Well, gee, it's a cinch. I don't want no wreck around the house. I'll see if I can't handle it, Commish.
Can you handle it today, please?
Well, I'll be by before you close the office.
Good for you, Floyd.
Gee, I'm sorry the job's too much for Lovey. I even had envisions of her being the first woman water commissioner.
Lovey?
Yep, and who knows? From there, she might become one of them female business typhoons.
See you at the office, Floyd. And make it soon. Well, that duplicating machine should keep Lovey busy until Floyd gets here. It's 4:30 now.
You want any more copies when I finish this batch, TP?
Oh, almost finished, are you, Mrs. Munson?
Sure, I'm rolling now. What's next?
Well, you might take these water bills on my desk and put them in envelopes.
Sure thing.
Say, what's this you wrote on this bill?
Oh, that's just a way of greeting new customers.
Welcome into the fold, honey. Mrs. Munson, what's the idea?
Well, when you're sending them bills to pay, you got to be nice to them.
But...
When you're billing, what's wrong with a little cooing?
I hardly think the mayor would approve of being so chummy with the customers.
I'll answer it.
Yeah, fine. Well, I find some more work for you.
Water department, hello? Yeah, he's here, Mr. Mayor.
You met Terwilliger?
And you're lucky to find him in. He's been out all day. All right, sure. Sure, I'll relay the message. Thanks for calling, kiddo.
Kiddo! Mrs. Munson, that was the mayor.
I know it.
Oh, well, Floyd will be here soon and take her away. What was the message, Mrs. Munson?
Oh, that's funny. I forgot.
Oh, yes, very funny.
Now, what did you want me to do, TP?
Well, we still have to put the bills in the envelopes, but please, no greetings.
Check.
And there's filing to do and reports to check.
Check.
And letters to write.
Right.
Oh, brother.
Hi, Lovey.
Floydie.
Hi, Commish.
Floyd, am I glad to see you.
I had a lot of wheels turning since I saw you, Commish.
Good.
I bet you came to take me out for a cup of coffee, Floydie.
You wait, Mrs. Munson. I think Floyd has something to say.
Yeah. I had to make a big decision, Lovey. The commish tells me there's too much work here for you.
I only had your interest at heart, Mrs. Munson.
What's this all about?
You come to the point, Floyd. We'll all try to take it big.
Well, commish, since there's too much work for Lovey, I decided to take that offer I had for the barber shop.
You sold your shop?
Yep. And out of appreciation of all you've done, I'm coming down here to help you and Lovey out.
Oh, Floydie, you're going to work here with me?
Yep. Where you work, I work.
But Floyd...
Commish, Lovey and me are insufferable.
I'll say they are. What have I done to deserve this?
The great Gildersleeve will be with us again in just 30 seconds. The next time you need a main dish for a luncheon, how about serving a shrimp salad? And to make it really delicious, make it with Miracle Whip salad dressing. Miracle Whip will give it just the lively flavor you want. Not too sharp and yet not too mild. Miracle Whip has a flavor millions of folks call just exactly right. Get a jar of Miracle Whip from your grocer tomorrow and make all your salads better tasting than ever with America's favorite salad dressing, the one and only Miracle Whip salad dressing.
What's the matter, Unc? You tired?
Leroy, I'm exhausted.
Dinner's on the table, Unky. Aren't you going to eat?
Yeah, I don't think so. I just want to sit quietly and not hear any voices. I've had all I can take for one day.
Mrs. Munson didn't leave then.
No. Now I have Floyd in the office helping her. I have to get there early in the morning to have a place to sit.
Well, relax, Unc. You can have it nice and quiet here.
Yeah, I tore out of the office so fast tonight I forgot my hat. All I wanted was to get home.
Poor Unky. Shall I get your slippers?
Thank you, my dear. Oh, thank heavens a man can come home and find sanctuary. Hide from the world and all the trouble.
Yoo-hoo, J.P.!
Oop, it's her.
Floyd and I are here. You left your hat at the office.
Trapped again. Good night, folks.
The Great Gildersleeve is played by Willard Waterman. The show is written by John Elliott and Andy White. It is partially transcribed. Included in the cast are Walter Tetley, Mary Lee Robb, Lillian Randolph, Arthur Q. Bryan, Gail Bonney, and Dick LeGrand. Music composed by Jack Meakin. This is John Heaston saying goodnight for the Kraft Foods Company, makers of those famous Kraft quality foods. Be sure to listen in next Wednesday and every Wednesday for the further developments in the life of the great Gildersleeve.
Boy Scout Week begins today. This week, the Boy Scouts of America are celebrating their 42nd anniversary. More than ever before, men of good character are needed to serve as Cubmasters, Scoutmasters, and Explorer Advisors. Here's your chance to do something about curbing juvenile delinquency in your community. With more unit leaders, the Boy Scouts of America can enroll more boys in their program of training for good citizenship. During Boy Scout Week, offer your services. Volunteer to your local Boy Scout headquarters. Find out how you can help.
Tonight, be sure to hear the Robert Montgomery News program on NBC.